joining us at the Columbia Yacht Club Fleet Review. I am Lisa DeSantis. I would like to introduce now our flag officers. Jeff Vandermeed, our treasurer, whose boat is FOBO, Friends of Boat Owners, smart guy. Paul Yule, and he's the secretary. Adrenaline is his boat. Dave Hardy is the rear commodore. Turning Point is the name of his boat. Joe Marciniak is vice commodore. Jamba is his boat. And last but not least, Stu Friedman, whose boat is off duty, and we all know who's really in charge, Theodore. So welcome everybody. Unfortunately, we couldn't obviously have the parade today due to the weather, but you know, we're boaters. We can handle it. We figure out other ways. So right now, would like all boat owners to stand so we can recognize, so the flag officers can review the boat owners, maybe not so much the boat, and give a salute. Great.
Boom! There goes again. Yeah, right.
Right now, I would like to introduce our treasurer, Jeff Vandermeed, to say the prayer. All right. Ready? Oops.
Welcome, everyone. First, I'd like to say a little remembrance. We gather here today not only to celebrate, but to remember our friends. We remember Sally Ballinger, Heather Benson, and John Boyle. We remember Tony Conger, Susan Crosby, and Marty Dooley. We remember Irwin Finch, Mary Fisher, and Frank Giampoli. We remember Ed Goebel, Sonia Henning, and Alice Hurskak. We remember Betty Jacoby, John O'Connor, and Alan Teskey. We toss these flowers on the sea in remembrance not only of our friends, but for our family members and our loved ones who have gone from our harbor, never to return. Please join me. Today, we pray for happiness and to cause happiness unto others. We pray to be free of suffering and the cause of suffering. We pray never to be blind to the mysteries of the sea. Bless our clubship, this fleet, their equipment, and all who serve on them and use them. Guide us as we journey from shore. Save us from the temptation to take fair winds and good weather for granted. Protect us from the dangers of the deep. Return us always to this harbor in peace. Bless us with the hope, strength, prosperity, kindness, and love that we may carry with us each day. And grant us peace with your healing grace. Amen.
Amen. At this time, I would like to introduce Ginny Chandler, who wrote a beautiful poem in 2010, and it's been a tradition ever since.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to see everybody here this year. We're all dressed now, starched shirts, blue blazers pressed, Signal flags fly fore and aft. Yachts approach the viewing stand, their names and crews announced. Commodore and guests return salutes while roaring cannons blast. Champagne's uncorked, the crowd applauds. Glad hootsahs sound hootsah. And then a pause, a prayer perhaps, a floating wreath for sailors past. May they rest in peace as their memories grace our seas. Thank you.
Well done, Jen. Now, that's a tough act to follow, Stu. You ready? I'd like to introduce our Commodore, Stu Friedman, for some remarks and a toast.
So I give you something. So Theodore and I and Theodore's cousins, Ella and James, got here a little bit late. And that is because in lieu of the parade, the four of us personally inspected the fleet. At the docks, we spent an hour or so on the tender. We have thoroughly assessed the fleet in a way that we can't when we're standing on the dock. We've boarded the ships. I found a couple of loose, rusty cotter pins on a couple of boats. But otherwise, I will say the fleet is very well rinsed off, and only half of the fleet shows evidence of leak or core rot. Matt, yeah. You don't have core rot in a wooden boat. No, Theodore does not pump the bilge out. He has people to do that. So yeah, thanks for coming today. It's actually particularly given the epically terrible weather. It's great to see great turnout. So I guess I will ask everybody to toast the fleet.
Yep.
To the fleet.
Here, here.
Wet or dry.
Well, there you have it, people. Time to party. That's what we do well. To a good season, everybody.